Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. Today we will proceed the discussion on Unit 9, the high-tech world. Okay, now every one of you, I want you to take out your textbook and turn page 113. Today we'll discuss the grammar part for the passive voice tenses. Okay, as the introduction, the passive voice. What is the passive voice? It can be divided into present, past, future, and present perfect, as you have learned in the previous unit. Okay, the formation of present tense passive voice. Okay, just to recall, for the present tense formation, okay, you can use the subject and plus present form of the verb to be. Then you plus with the past participle. It is for the third form of irregular verbs. Okay, for the third form of irregular verbs, you can refer to your textbook, page 175 and 176. There's a list of tenses, the past tense form, the present tense form, past tense form, and past participles. It is very important for you to refer to this page because there's a list of past participle which will be used in the passive voice. Okay, for example, the first sentence, Charles writes a book. Okay, you can classify this sentence either it is in the active or passive voice. The first one, Charles writes a book. You can see the verbs is written in past form. While in the second sentence, a book is written by Charles. Written here is the past participle of write. Okay, this is the active form and this one is the passive form. Active voice and passive voice. Example, sentence number 2, Charles cleans the windows. So you can change to the passive voice and it become the windows are cleaned by Charles. Here, cleans and clean. Clean is the past participles where it is the irregular verb. Okay, for information for the irregular verb, there's no change, you just add ed. Okay, you have to refer back to the notes of past tense form, the formation of past tense form for irregular and regular verbs. Okay, what are the differences of active and passive voice? You can see based on the previous sentence, there are two sentences. I write a book, you write a book. So what happened to the verb? Okay, the verb is written in present tense. These are the example of active voice sentences. I write a book. When it changed to passive voice, it can be written as a book is written by me. What happened to the next sentence? You write a book. So a book is written by you. You can see the difference of using tenses here. Here is using present tense, while for the passive voice, it is written in past participle. A book is written by him. The next one, a book is written by us. We change to us. Okay, this one, right? Change to written. And the last sentence, they write a book is written by them, where the object will change to the front. Okay, it will move here while the verb change to past participle and subject is written at the end of the sentence. The formation of past tense passive voice. Okay, subject plus past form of the verb to be, and you have to plus with past participles. As I told you before, you refer to page 175 and 176. These are the examples of the sentence. Charles wrote a book. While when it changed to the passive voice, Okay, here shows the past tense. A book was written by Charles. Wrote is written in past tense. Written is written in past participle. For the passive voice, you have to bear in mind, use past participles in the sentence. But you have to identify what is the words in the active form. If the words in the active form is past tense, so you have to write in the past tense form. A book was written. Compared with the previous one, a book is written. It is in the present tense formation. Okay, the next sentence, Charles cleaned the windows. It is written in the past tense form. When it changed to the passive voice, the windows were cleaned by Charles. Okay, as I told you before, clean is the regular verb. So for the regular verb, you just add ed. Okay, ed when it changed to past tense form. So here you can see the differences of active and passive voice when it is written in the past tense form. All written in past tense form. Wrote a book. You wrote a book. He wrote a book. I wrote a book. We wrote a book. When it changed to passive voice, okay, we change wrote to the past participles and it became a book was written by me. A book was written by you. A book was written by him. A book was written by us. And this is the last sample. A book was written by them. Here you can see the use of past participle. And bear in mind, if the verb in the active voice is past tense, it should be written in past tense here. Wrote, was. Okay, it is the relationship of active and passive voice of sentences in both example. Next, the formation for future. Okay, to show the future, what is the words that you always use will. Okay, will or going to. But here I choose the example of will, subject, then you plus with will, future form of the verb to be, then you add with past participle. Okay, the same idea. I use the same idea of the previous sentence. Charles will write a book. This is written in the active voice. Charles will write a book. The difference is using will because we are discussed on the using of future. A book will be written by Charles. And the same sentence, okay, the same meaning of the previous sentence, but I changed to the formation of future tense. Charles will clean the windows. Remember, bear in mind, after will, it should be followed by a root word. Then, will be cleaned. Since it changed to the past participle, you have to add here be. Will be cleaned. Will be written. And these are the differences of active and passive voice with the formation of future tense. These are the example of active voice. Will write. All will write. Then what happened to the passive voice? It changed to a book will be written by me. Will be written. Remember to refer page 175 and 176 if you are given the different verb. This is the verb. This is the irregular verb. But for the regular one, you have to remain with the verb, but you have to add ed or d. Okay, as you have learned in the previous unit, the using of present perfect. Okay, you have to add subject plus present perfect form of the verb to be and plus past participle. For example, Charles has written a book. Since Charles here, we are referring to singular. Okay, singular. So use has. If it changed to plural, Charles and Ahmad. Charles and Ahmad, we change here to have. Charles and Ahmad have written. But here we are referring to Charles as singular, has written. A book has been written. This is in the passive voice. For the active voice, okay, it is direct. Okay, these are the examples, the differences of active voice and passive voice. I have written a book. It is in the passive voice. Passive voice, kalau passive voice for the past perfect tense, you have to use past participle. And when it changed to passive voice, you add been. Has been written. Okay, you have written a book has been written by you. He has written a book has been written by him. You see the difference? Have and has been. Because the book all changed to singular because the object moved in front. If you compare for the active voice, subject, so you can decide whether it is singular or plural. So here there's a differences have and has. But to change to the passive voice, since we are talking about a book, so a book move in front and all should be singular, has been written. Okay, now let us see the example, page 113. Okay, every one of you, please take out textbook and turn page 113. Okay, page 113, look at the sentence and notice the verb in bold, then answer the questions below. They use cameras in shops to help prevent crime. In the verb, okay, is the verb in the active or passive voice? Okay, just now I showed you the example of active and passive voice. Here, when you see the example of this sentence, they use cameras in shops to help prevent crime. Active or passive? Yes, it is in the active voice because the verb used in the sentence is used in the present tense. What tense is the verb in? Use, they use. It is written in present simple. Okay, the subject of the verb is they use. This is subject. Object, use. We are referring to camera. What is the object of the verb? The object of the verb is the camera. The sentence in A can also be written in the passive voice. Okay, just now I showed you the example of active and passive voice. For the active voice, the verb is used either in the past tense, present tense, future tense, or in the past perfect. But to write in the passive voice, all change to the past participle. Okay, what is the subject of the passive verb in the sentence given here? Cameras are used in the shops to help prevent crime. Okay, the subject is camera. What tense is the verb in? Present simple. It used the present simple. Cameras are used to help prevent crime. What form of the verb use appeared? It is using past participle. Since use is the example of regular verb. Okay, for regular verb, you just add ed or ied or d. There's no change. Okay, but for the irregular form, you can refer to page 175 and 176 because the verb in the past tense and past participles is changed totally. And exercise C, now you have to complete the rules. This is the rules of using passive voice. Okay, we form the passive voice by using the auxiliary verb. What is the auxiliary verb? Auxiliary verb be in the correct tense and the past participle of the main verb. The object of the active sentence become the subject of the passive sentence. Okay, in the active, object at the end, but in the passive, the object become in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, what is the difference of by and with? Exercise D. at the use of by and within these sentences and then answer the questions. The first one, the computer has been cleaned with a special brush. Which word do we use when we want to mention the agent? Okay, we want to mention the agent, we use by. Okay, it is written by, it is created by, it is invented by. Which word do we use when we want to mention the tool or material that is used? Okay, you can use with. Complete the sentences with the correct passive form of the verbs in bracket. Okay, the first one, my computer for viruses twice a day. It's very practical. My computer, it is singular, my computer. Okay, if you change to the passive forms, check. You have to decide what is the past participle form of check. Check is the regular verb, so you just place ed. Okay, and it use present tense. My computer is checked for viruses twice a day. It's very practical. How do you decide whether it is present or past? Twice a day mean it is a routine. So here you have to use present tense. Okay, present tense and add with past participle to form the passive form sentence. Okay, question number 2, since this is a question, okay, to the house by lunchtime. Will the food be delivered to the house by lunchtime? We're expecting of the things to be happen. So you use future tense question. Will the food be delivered to the house by lunchtime? Now I want you to answer question number 1 until question number 8. Okay, please write in your grammar exercise book. Okay, the USB stick, not need yet. What do you think the complete sentence, what do you think the formation of the verb here? Since we are writing, we have we change to the passive forms. Okay, as I told you before, all verbs should be changed to past participle. But you have to decide in what tense are the words. In what tense are the sentence? Start from sentence number 3 until sentence number 8. Okay, now let us do practice exercise F, page 113. Okay, complete the sentence. Complete the second sentences with the passive voice. In the first sentence is in the active form, in the active voice. Manufacturers are developing a new type of mobile phone. This is written in the present continuous. Okay, it is written in present continuous, but you have changed the present continuous sentence active voice to passive voice. Okay, here you have to change the developing to past participle. So what happened to the second sentence? A new type of mobile phone. Make sure when you change to the passive voice, the meaning of the sentence is not changed. Okay, when you change the active forms to the passive forms, active voice to passive voice, okay, you change the verb to past participle, and you have to decide whether it is in present or past or future. Here it shows should be written in present continuous. Okay, in present continuous. So a new type of mobile phone is being developed by manufacturers. By. To write the passive voice, it is important for you to change the verb to past participle form and use word by. Okay, use the word by. The purpose of use word by is to show the agent. Okay, we mentioned the agent. The agent is manufacturers. By. Question number 2. Technology has changed our life dramatically. Technology has changed our life dramatically. It is written in the present perfect. Present perfect. So when you change to passive voice, our life have been changed dramatically by technology. Change, since it is irregular form of verb, so there's no change to the verb, plus ed. Okay, this one also plus ed. Okay, what happened to question number 3 until question number 6? I want you to answer in your grammar exercise book. Okay, write the answer, the first sentence in the active voice, followed by the answer. It is written in the passive voice. Okay, please answer all question number 1 until question number 6 in your grammar exercise book. Okay, that's all for today's practice. I hope you can differentiate the use of active voice and the passive voice, either it is in the present perfect, either it is in past or in future. Okay, these are the things that you have to remember. Subject plus present perfect or past perfect or present perfect or future perfect, and add with past participle. Past participle, it is very important for you by referring to page 1775 to 176. Okay, if possible, you have to memorize all this. Okay, these are the list of tenses of irregular verb. Okay, if for regular verbs, it's easy. You just add ed, ied, or d. But for irregular one, there's a change of the verb. When it goes to past simple, there's a change and some changes to past participle. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next lesson. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.